Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Zapp Electric Vehicles is run by a team of experts from the mobility industry on a mission to redefine the electric two-wheeler segment. Zapp's debut product, the i300, is an urban electric high-performance two-wheeler capable of traditional motorcycle levels of performance in a step-through format, making them easier to use and more fun to ride. Now, for this premium product and the company's premium direct-to-customer experience, customers ordering the i300 online will have their bikes conveniently delivered to their home or office by authorized Zappers, who will provide at-home inspection, service, and support throughout the vehicle ownership life cycle. And with me is Mark Kobal, the head of investor relations, to talk more about the company. What is the Zapp mission? I kind of briefly touched on it, but why is this important to you?
For me, it's Zapp's approach to design and intention in electrification. There's relatively few two-wheelers that are sold in the U.S., so I think something U.S. investors may not fully appreciate is just how many two-wheelers are sold elsewhere in the world. Mm-hmm. And so oftentimes that will coincide in places where there may not be extensive public transport infrastructure. And so the i300 was really designed as an elegant solution to empower personal mobility mm-hmm. in places like that. And then of course the addition of electrification on that brings in the benefits of zero tailpipe emissions and savings that get factored into total cost of ownership.
Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about charging it and kind of the logistics of the ownership. How easy is that, and how do you charge the vehicle?
Charging. So I think range anxiety is probably the point you're getting at. So range anxiety was certainly something that was factored into the original design brief of the i300. As a result of addressing that as a primary concern, the focus was to create a vehicle with a battery that's both small and removable, mm-hmm. And that facilitates being able to charge at any wall socket. So it removes the reliance on public or dedicated charging infrastructure.
Right.
And really it removes a hurdle both for adoption of EV, but also the ability of our company to grow and scale. Mm-hmm. People can, there's no needs to find dedicated charging infrastructure. You think about how we've become accustomed to times where we need to charge our phone or our laptop on the go. At a theoretical level, that makes the i300, the range of an i300 can last longer than a single charge because you can effectively charge
plug it in anywhere. Yeah.
At a practical level, the i300 was designed for urban mobility, so it's a bike to ride from Brooklyn into the city, not Brooklyn out to the Hamptons. Mm-hmm. And that is consistent with the use case in both Europe and Asia, where very few Europeans will ride their two-wheeler outside of their hometown. The average European commuter would only need to charge the batteries once per work week.
Okay, and then you mentioned the battery was removable.
Yes.
So does that mean swappable? Like, explain that part of it.
Sure. So the batteries are removable, but they don't need to be swapped. Okay. And that's kind of an important point because they can be charged at any wall socket. Again, you don't need to find dedicated, there's no need to install or, us as a company to invest in dedicated charging infrastructure. It facilitates, effectively charging in the home or the office or wherever on the go. The batteries themselves are about the size of a laptop. The weight, they're lightweight, so they weigh about 13 pounds. So really, you can throw them in your a backpack, a briefcase, charge them on the go. And what that does is it makes it possible to use, I'll say it differently. you can incorporate that into your daily routine where it's effectively the same as when you get home, you're charging it next to your phone and your laptop.
So Mark, explain 4 wheels versus 2 wheels. How is that implemented into your business model?
Sure. I think an important thing is the differences between requirements of 4 wheels versus 2 wheels. In the 4-wheel space, you can almost get into kind of a vicious circle where drivers tend to demand more and more range. In order to achieve that, they need to add more batteries. It adds to weight, and then the in process that makes it difficult to actually achieve additional range. In the 2-wheel space, it's actually the opposite. Because the batteries are smaller, they're lighter. It makes it easier to extend the range in a 2-wheel context. The i300 was designed to have fewer battery cells per vehicle as well as per mile traveled. And then when you add on the convenience of a removable battery in the 2-wheel space, we talked about urban mobility. In the context of densely populated urban areas, it can be difficult to just at a practical level install enough infrastructure to be able to charge everyone's vehicles on the street, or swapping stations. And so having small, lightweight, removable batteries, we think is ultimately the better solution, and makes it more possible for people who want to go electric to do that in a way that's actually more convenient and cost less.
No, it makes a lot of sense, and a lot of times the charging stations aren't working, so this gives somebody a backup for that. So, Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Do not fear, Microbe Man is here. SGTM's Microbe Man is here to restore your soil and health. Healthy soil, healthy food, healthy people.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Sekur Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with Alain Ghiai, the CEO of Sekur. The weekly hack topic is pretty crucial. It's an election year, both globally and especially in the US. Cybersecurity obviously remains a top concern. And recently, a shocking development has brought this issue to the forefront. AT&T announced that hackers had stolen call and text records of nearly all of its cellular customers for about 6 months. That's exposing communication records of 242 million customers, including 128 million connected devices. So, Alain, wow, this is a big deal. Talk a little bit about what happened here and what are some more secure alternatives to ensure our data remains safe from such breaches like that?
Yes, this is a catastrophic breach, not because it just breached, close to 250 million people, but the problem is that AT&T was essentially storing database in third-party companies. In this case, they mentioned, I believe, Snowflake. It's one of these database type companies, I guess. But essentially, what's happening is with the big tech and with the same 5-7 companies running our entire world, we just saw CrowdStrike when something went up, half of the world was shut down, airlines weren't working. We were fine because we're not using big tech. We don't have a big tech infrastructure, and we host ourselves with our own machine. So our email, our scheduling, our messengers were fine. The AT&T issue is that now the phone number of all these people, these hundreds of millions of people, are now in the hand of hackers. Now, what does it mean? Because you're like, okay, AT&T got hacked, they all get hacked, I'm still okay. What happens is now that they have your phone number, forget about the call log, that's a whole other thing, because it tells me they're literally logging everything. What you say, who you call, obviously, that's normal in a telecom operator. So your life is essentially completely transparent, and they monitor and keep that data. That's kind of scary too. That's a whole other topic. I think what's important to know is that the phone numbers are out there. So when you use an application for texting, messaging, etc., all the ones that we know, that are also being hacked on a weekly basis as we see and read about it, you need your phone number to use those. And that's another danger. So now they can hack, they have your phone number to go to these big tech free applications, and now they can bombard you, impersonating others, and also your contacts. So this is a viral infection, I call it, of intrusion by hackers, and it's getting to be exponential. I wouldn't be surprised if you have, out of these 200 million people, maybe over 2 billion people being compromised, because they go in your device, then they have all your contact, then they go into their device because they have their phone number. So that's the catastrophic part of it. It's not so much that AT&T put their data in a third party and that third party couldn't keep that data safe. It's the ramification of a company like that with well over 120 million phone numbers now up in the air. And that's where we are different.
Right. And talk a little bit about that. You've said before that you never ask for clients' phone numbers. So when someone signs up for secure services, you never ask for a phone number.
No, the way we do is you have to go to secure.com. That means we control the process. You don't just buy it from an application on these app stores or whatever. Whether you buy the email, the messenger, the VPN, you use a username and a password to create your account. And then you log in using your username and password. And with the email, it's your secure email and password. When you download the application on the Apple Marketplace or Android, Google Play, etc., we never ask for your phone number. You already have an account, so you download your app, and then you put your username and password. So the phone number is never revealed in those marketplaces. We also have web version. You don't need to go to Android or iOS. If you're happy doing on your web mobile, you go to messenger.secure.com or mail.secure.com, and you have your messenger and email. The VPN is easy because you download an app and you just secure your mobile. So the phone number is kind of the biggest weak point. That username password gives you that privacy, and especially with our messenger application, which we're seeing more and more businesses are using it. And we have an enterprise version coming later this year. These companies cannot afford to have their business dealing compromised. Businesses love that because they can communicate with their customers, whether you're a financial company, a lawyer, medical, and we also offer archiving for businesses. That way financial companies don't get fined by the SEC, those billions of dollars, because they're using applications that don't offer that. And our costs are very minimal, so we're getting a lot of interest in that. The idea is to keep things private and to make you invisible. And that's why hackers have a hard time or cannot find you. That's the whole idea, is to reduce your footprint so you don't leave breadcrumbs for everybody to come and hack you.
Right. Well, invisibility has become an asset in today's world. Thank you so much for this. Privacy has arrived with Sekur and another great weekly hack. Thank you for the topic today.
Thank you. And then talking about privacy, if you want to have a discount, you can put the promo code privacy and you get 15% off any secure solutions. Go to secure.com, promo code privacy. You're 15% off for 5 years. Thanks, Anna.
You're welcome. Thank you all for watching.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.
Rosa Holdings provides both residential and commercial real estate brokerage services and offers technology-based products and services to its sales agents and franchise agents. And with me is CEO Joe LaRosa and Chief Operating Officer Deana LaRosa. Great to have you back.
Thank you for having us again.
So you had a record month in June?
We did.
Congratulations
thank you.
on that. And this was for new agents joining the company, right?
Right, yeah. So a lot of momentum is now behind us. We're very excited. We've announced that we introduced a very disruptive revenue share model to go along with our 100% commission model that we have been offering the agents now for some time. So this has created a lot of momentum, a lot of buzz. We recruited a very large team that had built an amazing community at one of our local competitors. They had built about 1,400 agents in their downline, and they're now over with us as part of our family, and we've seen a record number of agents now be joining us over the last 30, 45 days. So that trend is hopefully going to continue, and we're very excited for where it's taking us.
Word is getting out on the LaRosa difference.
Absolutely, for sure.
So explain what is different about LaRosa and how your business model is unique.
So we're really focused on defining what it is to be agent-centric, right? So we want to create as much value as we can for the agents to be successful with their real estate careers, but as well to be able to create multiple streams of revenue for our agents. So besides obviously, selling real estate, they have the opportunity to recruit other agents through our revenue share program to create a downline, basically a business within a business. And they also have opportunities to get involved, whether it's in coaching, property management, commercial real estate. So, we're always focused on creating as many opportunities as we can for our agents.
Yeah, and I think once they come on board, they realize it's not just saying we're agent-centric, not just saying that we care, but they actually see the difference in our culture and see the difference that we literally wake up and go to bed thinking, how can we make our lives, the lives of our agents better? How can we create more opportunities? How can we help them through the ups and the downs, really build that business within a business? Yeah. And I think it's more apparent when they come on board and they see the culture and everything.
And you've been growing by quite a bit as well. 11 new acquisitions, 2 new offices in Houston, also in Tampa. What are the plans for the second half of this year?
Well, we've been very busy since our IPO back in October of last year, obviously with all these acquisitions. We have a whole slew of other acquisitions lined up. Some of them now we're in the due diligence process. We've already been putting some guidance out there now in several press releases that we really expect to be at close to 4,000, if not more, agents by the end of this year. So we're currently at 2,600 agents. So that's explosive growth, but we know with a lot of the acquisitions that we have lined up and the organic growth, we're just excited about the opportunities now to really be able to expand our footprint. And not just in Florida. For example, I know next month we're going to be out in Houston, Texas, at a few events there to be able to hopefully introduce now to the LaRosa difference to a lot of Texas agents out there to be able to provide an opportunity they can grow their business now.
And expanding in Georgia as well.
In Georgia as well, okay. So some of the hottest housing markets of the past few years. So
absolutely.
I'm sure that's strategic. So now there was a press release that went out recently about a possible acquisition of a title insurance company. Did that happen, or what? How does that stand?
So that's getting ready to happen up now here very, very soon. So we're just in the final stages of actually closing that transaction. So we've been very diverse with our acquisitions now going forward here the second half of 2024. When you look at the real estate transaction, we want to be able to be involved in every aspect of that transaction. So not only does that create the one-stop shop for consumers and for our agents, but as well as for the holding company, it creates now multiple streams of revenue, which is obviously going to grow the holding company.
Yeah. And what about Jamie? So this is an AI-driven aspect of the business. Explain, Jamie, what does Jamie do?
So Jamie, it's spelled a little different just because of our 5 kids. So we wanted
literally the first initials of all 5 of our kids.
Yeah. So we wanted to obviously be very unique with it. So it's been a big buzz within LaRosa Realty. So we're excited now that we're looking at actually white labeling Jamie and being able now to offer it to folks outside of LaRosa as well. So that creates a lot of opportunities for us to be able to build a much larger list, and as well as be able to provide additional revenue now streams coming back into the holding company. And in addition to Jamie, within our own proprietary technology called My Agent Account, we're now expanding on that as well, and we're actually going to begin beta testing a transaction management portal that we're very excited about, and that can really become another game changer within LaRosa.
And does that take care of like some of kind of the mundane tasks that the agents do?
Yeah.
And maybe helps them kind of be more customer
Definitely helps them
oriented?
work smarter, not harder, for sure.
Yeah, everything is going to be basically digital. So even for clients that need to actually sign certain documents, they'll actually be able to go through our actual portal, and they'll be able to sign them, digitally online. And so it's going to be able to create, again, more organization as well for the agents.
More efficiency, it sounds like, as
Absolutely.
well. So now, just about the real estate market in general. So we're starting to see interest rates go down a little bit. Refinancings were up. They're still high, I think, when people got used to those 3%. But how do you see real estate? Do you see certain parts of the country better than others? I mean, what's your take on the market?
Yeah, so I'll give you my quick take, but I know this is really her specialty as well. So, look, I think actually I saw this morning an article came out that we've seen the highest amount now of refi applications coming into the market because of interest rates starting to come down. The Feds haven't yet cut rates, so we're waiting to see when that's going to happen. My expectation is that whether it's the second half now as we get into later on into this year, going into potentially now the spring of next year, that's when I see this huge pumped up demand going to get released into the market. And I think it's pretty much going to be, obviously, in certain markets like Florida, Texas, Georgia, like we mentioned before. Those have been the hot markets, but I think it's going to be spread out throughout the United States. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for folks now. I don't think rates will ever be at 3%.
No, they're not.
but just the fact that, the talk of them being in the low 6s, the high 5s, people are going, crazy with that. So I think it's going to create a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there in the 7 to 9% right now. So I see the rates going down about 50 basis points somewhat. But for my background's lending, so just watching that says a lot about the market. And yeah, for sure, I agree with his timeline on that.
And we're starting to see inflation get under control, even drop a little bit. So that's what we need for the interest rates to go down, maybe even yet this year or so. And what about a housing shortage? I'm hearing talk of that. Is that also, or is that because people aren't selling because they have a low mortgage?
Well, I think you're exactly right there. So, I mean, it's supply and demand, of course, but, a lot of folks that have maybe today a 4 or 5% interest rate, they're not looking to get out of their home to get into maybe a 7% interest rate. So I think as interest rates drop, we'll see more inventory hit the market, and that's going to create more excitement, obviously, and more opportunities for buyers now as well.
More normalized housing market.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Joe and Deana, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Do not fear, Microbe Man is here. SGTM's Microbe Man is here to restore your soil and health. Healthy soil, healthy food, healthy people.
The planet is facing trouble with issues like carbon loss, dead soils, overuse of fertilizer and pesticides. Sustainable Green Team is doing something about that. So with me to explain more, CEO Tony Raynor. Great to have you back here at the NASDAQ.
Good morning.
So let's talk about this pressure getting this new partnership with Jimmy Houston Outdoors.
Yeah, we're really excited. Jimmy has been an iconic TV outdoor enthusiast for over 47 years. He really cares about the health of our planet, and just he's loved by Americans, and is really big into the outdoors.
So explain how this partnership will work. How does all that?
So Jimmy, being an icon like he is, and everybody knowing him, he's been #1 show on ESPN over 21 years. So being into fishing and outdoors, a lot of products have been out, a lot of sponsorships. Most of all of the major retailers know him very well. He's come on board with SGTM, and he's endorsing our product lines, and has really gotten on board to be able to really get the word out about SGTM and what we offer, and utilize his networks that he's on.
So how will you use him in different
many
marketing
ways.
materials?
Marketing materials. He's going to be an endorsement right on some of our packaging. He's actually wrapping one of his fishing boats along with his pickup truck that they utilize, and we'll be doing a lot of showings on the road. And he's in hundreds of millions of households every single week, and on social media. And so him promoting and endorsing our products will really get the word out quickly.
Will there be new products associated with this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What will those be?
Well, there's going to be a lot of innovative products that really have to do with livestock health and deer and fish. And one of the things that SGTM really focuses on are products that are sustainable, chemical free. And so we look about the overall well-being of our planet, and that has to include animals. And so us working together with his platform and those doors opening up, we're excited to be able to launch innovative new products that work all together, not just for crops, but for livestock.
Sure, and it fits into your kind of mission with cleaner soils and air and all of that, because, you know, we spend our time outdoors and we want that to be healthy for us as well.
It's important. Healthy people, healthy animals, healthy planet all together, really combating against the things that have been harming this planet for all these years, and being able to get that out there, it takes partnership. And so a strategic partnership with somebody that's this iconic and known in the outdoor industry is a huge breakthrough for SGTM. And also, he's an amazing human being.
Yeah.
And so we're excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tony, I understand we or you are going to be doing a new feature on Bloomberg TV with the New to the Street. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're excited about that. Bloomberg Originals 30-minute TV show, about 39 months. We're going to be able to really show our sustainable mission and highlight some of the experts that are in the industry and really be able to educate the market on what's going on. And there'll be a lot of guest appearances as well. So partners like we have, like Jimmy Houston, you'll see him on there. So we're going to go out in the field, show the consumers what is happening out there, introducing new products, and what a better way to do that but through Bloomberg Originals 30-minute show.
Yeah, nice. So just going in more into depth about what the company's doing.
Absolutely.
And what exactly you're doing.
It takes time. You know, short clips are important, but to be able to really build out a series that people can get locked into week after week with continuations, we'll be able to go much deeper, and people will have a much better understanding of what's really happening.
Yeah, and being out in the field will be important. You can really show what you're doing as well.
Yeah, the outdoors is a big deal for us. So we want to get out there. So we'll be in the studio with you, but we're going to be in the outdoors as well.
Okay. So we're entering the second half of 2024. What kind of plans, strategy do you have going for the rest of the year?
Strategic partnerships, development of new product lines, and also some different products being launched.
Okay.
That are getting out there.
Any kind of hint on those new products?
Well, I can't really say too much, but I will tell you this, they're definitely revolutionary, they're disruptive, and they're going to be in big box retailers all over the nation.
Okay, well that will be our next interview, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, thanks so much, Tony.
Yep, you got it. Thank you.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.